Morning. Quick observation. I noticed in regards to the Ebola outbreak crisis, one being of course the Thomas Eric Duncan situation, and he sadly passed away to this virus. But the other was and he was the first patient in America to die, and to come here under his own pretense that he wasn't brought here by the CDC or by the government, under quarantine already. He came here as a free agent, just a man coming to visit on his own. So that was the first real case of Ebola in the U.S. and the first real death of Ebola in the U.S. And the second, though, or the first of its kind, because it was the first American to contract Ebola on American soil, was a girl named Nina Pham. And right away, that name right there just woke me up to the fact that if her name in reverse is Famine, which would be, the Latin term for famine. It's so close to the regular terminology in English, or the regular word itself, famine in English. But Feminina is her name backwards, because I believe Ebola is the first bowl and pestilence to be poured out on the world, and famine is next. I told you the vision God gave me 3 days before it actually happened again was the blood moon on Sukkot, and he also showed me a countdown to the blood moon and the 3 supermoons that preceded it, and its significance, and how 9/9 was one of those supermoons, and set the tables and the balance, the scales in the balance there. But that 10/8 was the Sukkot and was the second of the blood moons. And I also said that when the borders were down, we had a huge issue in the borders right there in Texas, that this would be an epidemic, a smokescreen for an epidemic. And that epidemic came right back to Texas. And these are just things that the Lord just fills me with in my talking, communicating with God all day. So he also gives me visions, and the one vision was that I seen that blood moon, that second one on 10/8 on Sukkot, and I seen that they were side by side, 2 different moons. Which later I found out that the sun and the moon were side by side during this eclipse. But I seen the 2, and then the one was skinny like a crescent moon, and the other one was full, it was a harvest moon. And then I heard the words spoken that the gates for farmers are down. The gates for the border for the farmers are down, or the borders for the farmers are down, which meant a famine, some kind of famine. And which also the border, God told me with the border situation, that the hedge of protection in the U.S. was down in the spiritual realm, that Obama has done everything he can as the Mahdi, or as the Antichrist, or as just a satanic man who's out against the Christians and out against the Bible. And he stated it several times, and he's done everything to prove it. And they say you judge a tree by its fruit, the Lord said. And he might say one thing or another, but he also does say that he is, at least several times, that he's Islamic, that he is out to make this not a Christian nation. He's mocked the Bible. He's mocked this nation and everything he's done. and he set the hounds of hell against it and opened up the gates of hell against it by tearing down the hedge of protection, by tearing down the Christianity and the walls that were built to protect this nation under God, under Christian doctrination, belief system, and faith, by being pro-gay and pro-abortion and pro-everything, anti-Christ, anti-God. So you're seeing everything that he's doing across the world with ISIS and everything else, and the crucifixion and beheading of Christians out throughout the world right now, the abduction of over 200 African girls in Africa, the spread of Ebola, and everything else taking place while this man sits in the White House. So the Lord gave me a vision. The hedge of protection was down in the U.S., and that's what the border was. It was a manifestation of the spiritual realm into the physical. And now he's giving me another word when he showed me the two moons side by side, that the full harvest moon was what was, and then the crescent moon being Islam and Antichrist and Satan, and the famine that is coming, and the pestilence. And in that vision, he gave me the words that the hedge of protection, the border for U.S. farm supply is down. Like he told me before, with the border for the U.S. is down, and the hedge of protection. This one was the border just specifically for the farmers, and the crops, and the farmer U.S. supply is down. And now with this Ebola thing, with the first American patient, the first American to catch it on American soil, being Nina Pham, or Famine Nina. Famine in the Latin root word is very significant. So I think you need to look at that, and with scriptural and spiritual eyes to see. You can wake up from this and realize what's going on. These are signs and messages to those of God's children who are listening and whose hearts are softened to the truth that this is a nation that is going rogue against God, and it will suffer persecution. And how could you not believe that when literally men are being beheaded every day on YouTube like that's normal or legal? I mean, this is how out of hand the world is today, when the hearts of many will wax cold, and that there's beheadings done on YouTube, and nobody's done nothing to stop it. These guys do this like murder is cool, and the worst form of it. Not only beheading Americans or Brits or whatever who are journalists, but children, innocent children, women and men who are Christian, and crucifying them, and chasing them out of their homeland and their homes. That is what's coming to America, and that you can guarantee. I'm not happy about it, but it's the truth. Trust me. Trust in the Lord. Take it before the Lord, before anything else. Don't just listen to me, but talk to the Lord in sincerity. And He's always, because He is the truth, always truthful to answer with the truth. Because He cannot tell a lie, because there is no lie in Him. And anytime I've asked the Lord anything in sincerity, even though I might have been embarrassed to even ask Him, because it shows a sign of maybe lack of faith or whatever it was. But guess what? You take your lack of faith to the Lord, and He fills you with faith and restores you, because you are honest and true, instead of just hiding it from Him and acting like you're full of faith or this and that, or acting like you know everything. So, Jesus Christ is the Lord, the King of heaven and earth, the King of eternity, of the universe, the Creator of all things, including us. Okay? Breaking news, the greatest news you'll ever hear, is that the God of heaven and earth, the God of all eternity, the God of the universe, and the creator of you and your soul, has come down and died on the cross to save you, to redeem you, to call you his own, and to give you power and dominion over the enemy through him, only through him. The same way you can only get to heaven through him. I talk to Muslims, and a lot of reasons, even ex-Christians became Muslim, is because they started feeling guilty about themselves, and they were guilt-stricken about their lives and the way they were living, and they were looking for a new way to live, and they gave up on Christianity. But they forgot that it's not about you. It never will be about you. You never will be perfect. You never will get to heaven on your own. It's about Jesus Christ. He's already done it. It's already done. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't mean you have to try to live according to his will for you. But he's already come and fulfilled all righteousness for you. Because none of us are righteous. And none of us ever will be, until we're redeemed incorruptible to the Lord. By the Lord. For the Lord. And with the Lord. Jesus Christ. God bless.